This is the final video of Excel Unit C, in which we're going to be talking about checking spelling. Now, Excel includes a spelling checker to help you to ensure that the words in your worksheet are spelled correctly. Now, the spelling checker scans your worksheet, displays words it doesn't find in its built-in dictionary, and suggests replacements when they are available. To check other sheets in a multiple sheet workbook, you need to display each sheet and run the spell checker again. So just because you selected on this one sheet doesn't mean that it's checking the entire workbook. It only looks on this one specific sheet. Now, because the built-in dictionary cannot possibly include all the words that anyone needs, you can add words to the dictionary, such as maybe your company name, an acronym, or maybe an unusual technical term that's not in the dictionary. Once you add a word or term, the spelling checker will no longer consider the word misspelled, and any words you've added to the dictionary using Word, Access, or PowerPoint are also available in Excel. And of course, another feature that we can take a look at is Autocorrect, and that automatically corrects some spelling errors as you type. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at step 1 on here on page Excel 68, and it tells us that we want to click on the Review tab on our ribbon. Then next, we're going to click the Spelling button in the Proofing group. And of course, the Spelling English United States dialog box opens. And now it shows iPod ads selected as the first misspelled word in the worksheet. For any word, you have the option to ignore this case of the flagged word, ignore all cases of the flagged word, or you can actually add it to the dictionary. Now just make sure that when you do this and when you add it to the dictionary that you know for sure that is a correctly spelled word. In this case, we're going to just click on Ignore All because we want to ignore all cases of that word. And then the spelling checker, and of course that was step 2, is to click Ignore All. Of course now the spelling checker finds the next word, concepts, which actually it's misspelled, and it offers us up concepts as an alternative. So we're going to verify that the word concepts down here is selected in the suggestions list, and this time we're going to click on change. And of course it says when no more incorrect words are found, Excel will display a message indicating that all words on the worksheet has been checked. So we're going to click on OK, and that's step 4 is to click on OK. On step 5, we're going to go back to our Home tab. And in this case, we're going to go over here to our editing group and click on Find and Select. And when we click on that, we're going to click on Replace. And of course in the Find to Select is very similar to Word on Find and Replace. Of course in this case it's Find and Select. It's a little bit different in Excel, but it does pretty much some of the same things. Once we have that, what we're going to do is we're going to type in the word underneath Find What. This is step 6. We're going to type in billboard and the Find What. Then we'll press our Tab key, and that will move our insertion point down to the Replace With. And then we're going to type in the word sign. Step 7 tells us that what we're going to do is we're going to click on Replace All. And once we pop box here, that tells us that Excel has completed its search and has made 2 replacements. So we can go ahead and press OK on here. That's the warning box that we just closed. And then we're going to click on Close to close the Find and Replace dialog box. Next, what we're going to do is make sure that you save your work again. And of course, now we're going to view the actual sheet in Print Preview on there. And to do that, we're going to first of all click on the Page Setup button on the ribbon. Of course, before we click on the Page Setup button, we actually want to view this on here. So we're going to click on here, and we can actually take a look at our Office button, go to Print, and Print Preview. And we notice that we have multiple pages here. So we have this page, and we have this page, and we have this page. So if we would print this out, this would print out on 3 pages. But notice we have very little information on page 2 and very little information on page 3. Of course, notice as well that the header continues on to each page. So remember, the header is going to be the same for every page when you type on it. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and close the print preview, and we want this to fit on one page. So to do this, we're going to click on the page setup button on the ribbon. And we're actually going to go ahead and click on the launcher on here. When we click on the launcher, here's our page setup dialog box. Now, to make this fit on one page, you click on this option button here to fit to one page wide by one page tall. So it's going to condense down this information so that it fits on one page. Then of course we can click on print preview, and now you notice that our page is now just on one page. That's no longer 3 pages, it's 1. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to close the print preview, make sure that you save your work again, and now you are ready to upload that to CoreSites. Now, in addition as well to saving this and putting it onto a server, or you can also email this workbook, and you can send an entire workbook from within Excel using your installed email program, such as Microsoft Office Outlook or Outlook Express. Now, this is something that Outlook is not installed on our computers at this point in time, or it's not set up properly, so we won't have you completing this step, but do understand that you can email this presentation or this spreadsheet on there. And of course, if we would go into on there our Office button, if you did have Outlook installed, we can go to Send down here, and then we can click on Email, and notice that in this case it's going to open up my Outlook, since I do have Outlook set up on this computer, and it's going to prepare this for me. And this email message will pop up here in a minute. It takes a few moments on there with the workbook automatically attached. And of course you'll notice that the file name is automatically here, and of course all you'd have to do is put your to or your carbon copy on here, and you can type in your message, click on send, and it's ready to go. Well, that concludes all the video information for Excel Unit C. You are ready to start working on your assignment.